Wisconsin, July 10th, 0900, Circus Train. Destination, Madison, Wisconsin. Final destination. I got the Baraboo block and the Badger block unrestricted so far, still occupied, in the Lodi and Madison block.
For more than 125 years, engineers and brakemen have ridden up front as the great railroad circuses traverse North America. Few other than the railroad professionals ever joined them. On July 10, 1995, two of us had that opportunity. We were the guests of the Union Pacific Railroad as their Chicago Northwestern engine number 6826 pulled the Great Circus Parade train on the first leg of its journey from Baraboo, Wisconsin to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Great Circus Parade train follows a great tradition of circuses and railroading that started in the 1850s. The first recorded attempts to move circus equipment from place to place by railroad is credited to the Spauldings and Rogers Circus in 1853. However, the first continuous and financially successful operation of a railroad circus occurred when W.C. Coop worked for P.T. Barnum's Great Show in 1870. Coop perfected many of the ideas that became standard in the glory years of the railroad circus from 1880 into the 1920s. Central to the circus train's attraction is its principal cargo, historic circus wagons that have been painstakingly restored in the wagon shop of the Circus World Museum. The museum owns or has on loan over 100 restored wagons. There are the famous parade wagons like the Ringling Bell wagon, and baggage wagons like these that contain all of the wardrobe for the thousands of participants in the Great Circus Parade. These wagons are being moved to the railroad yard by historic Caterpillars once owned by the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. The circus wagon loading occurs like this. A wagon is positioned in front of the runs that lead to the top of the flat car. A team of Percheron horses, called a pull-up team, pulls the wagon to the top of the run. A team called a pullover team pulls each wagon from car to car to its assigned resting place on the train. Another crew of men and horses block the wheels of the wagon so it is secure for the railroad ride.
Put your dock back in, Dave. Everybody ready? Okay, we're ready to go back. Same as last time, Dan.
The Great Circus Parade Train began its annual runs from the Circus World Museum in Baraboo, Wisconsin in 1965. Chappie Fox, former director of the Circus World Museum, states in his book, America's Great Circus Parade, that, like the parade, the entire circus terrain operation is carried out in its historic context. Percherons load and unload the parade wagons onto the flat cars. Chalk blocks hold the wagons in place. Even the railroad cars are restored originals from some of the big circuses of yesterday. The train's flat cars are loaded in parts called cuts. When all the cuts are loaded, the 19 flat cars are moved into position behind 5 passenger cars and 2 stock cars. These cars, the 2 Chicago Northwestern diesels, and the famous Circus World Museum caboose make up the 1995 Great Circus Parade train. The train is ready. All that's left is for the conductor to give engineer Dan Lauchert the order to highball.
Lloyd, and the equipment is clear at milepost 159.5 to 160.5, over.
Track bulletin 14882 is Lloyd. Men and equipment are in the clear. 160.5, 159.5.
Say 2685 is correct, over.
All right, put our departure down at 0915.
915, alright. That's right.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Bridge is okay. You want me to leave when I am 50?
I'll be with you in a minute here. Just get, last check. 63, you boy? All aboard ready. Got a hot dog, 6826. Make some noise. Let's go.
All Pick up every night.
Holy shit.
Yeah, hey there!
Oh, jeez.
The train stops for an hour in Madison, Wisconsin, before moving on to the tracks of the Canadian Pacific Soo Line for the remainder of the 1995 journey. Our journey is finished, but the wonderful feelings will linger a long time because we got to ride up front on the Great Circus Parade train.
How short you